Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me put on my voice. Get the see whether I can get the screen so both of us see at a time more. Recording, get the recording done. Stop here. Share content. You need to share participants. Yep. Let's see whether I can get here. Yep, this is it. Good. That's better. Get the full slide here. Okay, I got the questions. Let's see whether I can get my, I think, yeah, there's no noise, so we should be okay here. Padmini, now Zoom la irka, pesada konja neram, okay? No TV. And let me get the recording started. Oh, is the recording on? Okay. Good. Hi, Nashat. Very nice. You can join me now.
Yes.
And first, accept my congratulations for getting the exam NAPLEX done and being a full registered pharmacist. So I have a bunch of about 10 questions for you, which I shared with you earlier. And so we start with the first question is, let's see here. I got it here. Come on. Okay. So you're going to, the reason I'm doing this recording is so that it can be helpful to other students who are considering doing PharmD. So the first question is, where and what did you study in India first?
So I studied Bachelor's of Pharmacy in India from Manipal University. And yes, so that's what I did. After that, I was looking to do more of a clinical type of a job in pharmacy. I knew my Bachelor's of Pharmacy would get me into industrial setting, and I would have that sort of exposure. But being in India, like I wasn't aware of the PharmD option before I started pursuing B.Pharm. But later on, being in Manipal University, I got to know there's Doctor of Pharmacy and the sort of settings they work in, like hospital settings, ambulatory settings, and the kind of work they do. Once I spoke to a few people, including Dr. Nagappa, in Manipal University, I understood what I wanted in my career moving forward. And so then I decided to get in touch with Dr. Sekar and pursue PharmD.
Very good. And so naturally, you didn't know much about Findlay before you came here. And I think the only reason you end up coming here is Ananta Nagappa has visited Findlay and he liked Findlay and he gave you my contact. So I think, so basically you chose Findlay trusting me and hopefully trusting Ananta Nagappa for what he suggested. So first, so naturally you ended up, I remember coming a week later than the class started because of the visa problems and all that. And I know it was very tough for you. So in the first few months, what did you feel, how the UF education differs from what you got in India?
So first thing after coming to UF, I would say I was in a bit of a culture shock, not a bit, quite a lot. But looking at the classroom sizes and everything, UF is comparatively, they have a less like a, they have a smaller classes. The student to teacher ratio is way better than in other big universities. Comparing it to India, the kind of classes they have is like they make use of a lot of visual like presentations, and also they give us more hands-on experience. Like here the teachers are very friendly, like in the way they they ask you questions. It's very easy to approach them, basically. Like back in India, it gets a little difficult. um, so yeah, with Finlay, I would say the classroom sizes are smaller, and also the kind of teaching they did with pharmacy, it was more to do with what I would say is
With the
clinical. And yeah, it was different. I don't have the exact words, but I would say um, like more hands-on experience. For example, we had like this immunizations clinic in India. I know that is not going to be possible. We never had patient interaction or anything, but in UF, they made sure they gave us these sort of practicals where we would have this one-on-one pharmacy type of settings where teachers would be there. They would act as patients, they would give us scenarios, they would give us they would quiz us on all these different things which would help us in real life. So more real life experience compared to just a classroom setting, I would say. Yeah.
And what were the initial challenges you faced as a student when you came here? I mean,
Oh,
I'm sure there are quite a few. First
yeah.
was the snow in the winter
Mm.
and travel. But anyway, tell me what all the things, summarize it.
So, firstly, it gets very lonely when you come from a very busy city, like Mumbai, and then suddenly coming to Findlay, which is in Ohio, which is again a very small city. So, it gets very, you see very few people. You have to make contacts, you have to make friends. So, I would say the culture barrier was there. It wasn't easy for me to adjust to the weather, to the food. You have to make, like, I would never cook back home, and here I had to learn everything from the beginning, like making even tea, or warming up, small things. I never used to do back home. So here you have to do everything on your own, especially laundry, and all those sorts of things. So um, from the smallest task to the most difficult task, everything you have to do on your own. I also learned driving. Like I already had a license in India, but I never drove. I never felt the need. There was always someone to pick or drop me. But here, I remember initially I didn't have a car. I used to walk to the university. It used to take me like almost 20 minutes or something to get there. So that was one thing. Then, as I said, food. I didn't cook, so I ended up eating a lot outside. And then I also gained weight initially, I would say a little bit, like because I used to eat a lot of junk. And then I realized it's not good. So then I started calling my mom, and she used to tell me how to cook and how to do all these things over the phone. Then, apart from that, I would say even like the way people used to talk, like the accent, because I wasn't familiar with, like, I used to watch shows and all on TV, but obviously when you hear and you're looking at somebody talk in a different accent than you, initially it was very like distracting. I couldn't, like, it took me a while to get hang of it. So yeah, these were like some of the challenges.
And but I think over the time you were able to be more comfortable and you got used to it.
Yeah.
And looking at it, did you ever think that why did I come here? I mean, did you ever went through why I'm doing all this, especially all this cooking, all the extra work you have to do. You have to study at the same time. You have to do all this work. So,
Yeah, initially I was contemplating like whether I made the right decision,
mm,
because it was a huge deal, leaving back everything and just coming. And I didn't have anybody ahead of me, like in this program, to look up to. So sometimes I used to wonder if, I shouldn't have done this, but I'm glad I did it.
okay. Well, but is there? I mean, some are there some of the friends whom you like to think, or somebody else who helped you get through this time? I mean, at least I know nobody can solve your problems, but at least kept you to, you
Yeah.
know, encourage you to keep going ahead.
So I made some friends initially, like they were Indians. So we have this international office on campus. So through them, I had a friend. Initially, her name was Sadhna. She helped me a lot. Later on, I made few friends in the pharmacy class,
Okay.
who have become my very good friends, and we talk at least like a couple of months because they are busy now. But I moved in with them later on. So Carmen with Skin, she's one of my very close friends. Then the others who supported me were Rachel Hartman and Lydia and Sarah Crisp. So all these people, I really owe them. Like I really thank them actually because they made my life easier. They knew I was an outsider, but they never let me feel that way. So I'm glad they were there.
Good. And what type of jobs you have to do while you are going through this program?
So initially, the first job I started was at the university cafeteria, like the mess, like the
Mhm.
cafeteria where we eat,
Dining hall.
dining
Yeah.
hall. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there I started like just as a as wiping tables, serving food, and all that. I started there, and then later on, I found out that there's a job, a UF call center. So so yeah, I worked there. There we
One,
used.
one, one second.
Mhm.
Hello? Yeah, yes. Go ahead. Okay. No, they have not done anything. Can we do it tomorrow morning? First thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If they can do it between 9 and 11, that should be great for me. We can live with it. Okay. Okay. Well, then you can, I will let them call, I will call them later tomorrow then and find out because we are leaving town day after tomorrow. So for a week. So we have to reschedule it. Okay. I'll talk to them tomorrow. Bye. So, so can you hear me now? Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, they can't, they are unable to complete the route this evening.
They are unable to.
Complete the route this evening.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll call them tomorrow. Can you hear me, Nashat?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so my second job was at the University of Findlay call center. We used to call UF alumni and ask for donations.
Mhm.
So that was my second job at the campus. They used to pay us like basic pay at that time. I think it was $8.50 per hour.
Yeah.
And then the third one, the most important, which was related to my pharmacy, was medication therapy management center. We
Mhm.
used to so all the pharmacy students, we used to work there as interns, and we used to do comprehensive medication reviews of patient profiles. And then based on their profiles, we used to look for any medication duplications, errors, dosage errors, and then we used to contact the doctors. We used to fax them or call them, make changes, and yeah, and that's what we did over there. So that was my
You know,
job.
well, I think that you found it probably very satisfying and hopefully it prepared well you for the job. I mean, prepared you well for the job which you're finally doing right now.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
also actually did this. We used to call up all these COVID patients, and we used to do contact tracing as well later on. So
okay.
many good things came out of that job.
And so how was your final year thing with the rotations? Where did you do the rotation, the clinical fifth year rotation? And what's the experience you gained from it?
So my last year, that is my P6, was different. So we had rotations in different hospitals, different locations. So we have a hub site. So my hub site was Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital. It's in Ohio itself, and so I was there for a couple of months. I did various rotations, like there was a surgical rotation, internal medicine, ICU rotation, and many others. And then I had some elective ones, which was pediatrics. And then I also had oncology rotations. So we have 9 months of rotations, and my experience was, it was intensive, thorough. They used to challenge us in, like, basically on day-to-day basis. They used to give us papers to read. You have to do assignments, presentations. uh, we used to go to, like, patient rooms and see their charts and make recommendations. Then we used to round with the whole team in the hospital on floors every morning. And then we have to report to our preceptors regarding whatever we learned during the day and things like that. And they also used to teach us lots of new things. They were It was very informative. You could always keep learning during the rotations.
Okay.
It's it used to go on. So rotations are a lot, but I think the school prepares you well. Findlay is very thorough like that.
That's very good. I'm happy to hear it. I think I'm a little part of the whole thing. So I don't know. It's nice to know that we prepared you well. Now, one of the big questions which everybody from India will have for you is how much this whole thing costed you. That is, I mean, I know there are two costs involved. There are two costs involved. One is what shows on the calendar. It's about 35,000 per year for tuition. And if you add another 15,000 or 10,000 to Leo, it's a 6 year is about 240,000 and odd. So for me, I tell the students the number they should look for is how much they finally owe the bank or the parents or whoever has written down to you. So what do you think? I mean, I don't want to be too nosy about this. Just, yeah, give a ballpark of how much you think is the education finally. I mean, remember you did some jobs and all that. I know they don't cover a lot, but they do provide help you cover the day-to-day living expenses to some extent. And every student is conscious at one point not to take too much from their parents, especially coming from India. So what would be a ballpark amount you think the student should expect to
Mm.
be down by the end they finish, and how much time you think now that you have found a job, and how much time you think they should be ready or expect to pay for it. Naturally, everybody's lifestyle will be different and all that. So these are some ballpark figures. So students who are coming, following you, you didn't have somebody to follow, but hopefully there are people who are following you and they are better prepared.
So for my P1 to P4, I think the tuition fee, we first of all, I did get $7,000 of Dean scholarship. They give you every semester. So subtracting all that, it used to come down to, I think, 22,000 semester per
Okay.
semester. So P1 to P4. So I started in P2, right, sir? P2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So P2, P3, P4. So 3 years per year, 2 semesters. So 2 4 6. So 22. So that comes around like 100, more than
Mm.
100 actually. Yeah. So that much. And then plus 15,000 average was my living expense. $15,000. I'm talking in dollars,
Yeah.
everything US dollars. And then for my fifth year and sixth year, so my parents supported me from second
Mm.
year to fourth year, and then I took a loan. So I took a loan for, I would say the cost would be for fifth year and sixth year together, it's $100,000.
Okay.
Yeah, 100,000.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was fortunate enough. I got a loan here at a less interest rate, but I'm assuming not everybody is able to, fortunate sometimes not to get that, and interest rates can be higher. So yes, cost is high, but yeah, the returns are also equally satisfying, but you have to put in a lot of effort. So I am looking at paying off the loans in about next, like, I would say 5. If I am consistent with my payments, I want to make more payments on my principal, so I should be able to do that within the 5 to 7 years or max 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking forward to it. Okay. Now, In that particular case, so you, as a foreign student, how are you able to get the loan from the bank? Is it from the bank here or bank in India, or how did it work? Or did
So
somebody,
mhm,
sister, or somebody help you underwrite that?
yeah, I was fortunate. My sister is here. She lives
Mm.
here, so she
Okay.
was able to co-sign the loan for me.
Okay, got it. So somebody co-signed it for
A
you. Okay.
co-signer, yeah. So luckily, and then also very important when you come to US, you need to have a credit history. So they look at that and they look at your co-signer, and they if they have a good credit history. So
Okay.
both of if that all goes well, they rent you, like they give you the loan. And mine is from a private bank, so the interests vary. It's somewhere around, the interest rate is anywhere between 4 to 5%, depending on what kind of like how you are willing to pay
Okay.
the loan. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's very good. Well, now you have done both your, you have to do a law exam in the state and you have got it from Indiana, I presume, right? Indiana law exam. And you also got the NAPLEX cleared now. And so hopefully, and you're right now working in CVS. Just a little bit, tell us the students about how your life in CVS look like, how many hours you have to work, and do you any days get any days off at all?
Yeah, so I work for CVS. I'm glad I got it. I wanted to work in a retail setting, and CVS is
Mhm.
one of the big retail settings here, like pharmacies here. So they are pretty, they are very busy. They have different stores. They have stores which are high volume and low volume. So some stores fill about 7,000 scripts a week, or anywhere like that, from to like 2,000 scripts per week. So right now they've put me in a busy store. The shift is anywhere from it ranges from 8-hour shifts to almost 10-hour shifts. So I
Mm.
end up doing like 40 hours is my base hours. And I can
Okay.
they can even I can even work more if I want, but
Mm.
that 40 is the base. And they give me weekends off. I also get like alternate weekends off. It's
Mm.
not like you can get every weekend off.
Yeah,
They,
sure.
as a pharmacist, you have to work on weekends also sometimes, but you can take days off on the other days, like weekdays. So you can work out with your manager. But yeah, the most of the time I am just like, it's physically sometimes a lot on your body as a retail pharmacist, but it's rewarding, and it's in the end, it's what I wanted to do always. I feel like I make a difference, so I like it.
Very good. Well, this is one final question for you.
Yeah.
Now that you have gone through 5 years, if you have to make the decision again, or if Nashat's baby sister want to come and join here, what would you suggest? Yes, it's okay to join, follow your steps, or well, you were a guinea pig and you don't want anybody to go through that.
So I would ask, first question is, how serious are you? Because it's a very long commitment.
Mm.
Um, yeah, if you are 100% sure you want to go through this no matter what, you are not going to give up on this, then go ahead. And financially, yes, you need to have some plan how you're going to cover for your expenses. If both of those things are sorted, then definitely pursue it because it's worth it. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, I would say go for it if you have these two things sorted out.
Very good. Nashat, I first thank you for taking your time. I mean, there got a little interruption in between a call I was waiting for today. They didn't deliver the good, but they just said we can't make it today. So, but thank you for taking your time, and I'm very happy and proud that all Yeah, I mean, I was really following you. You were the first one who came all the way, somehow knowing Dr. Sekar at University of Findlay, and I'm
In
glad.
the I would like to say Dr. Sekar is the best person you can come in contact with. He made my life very easy. He was always there for me, and I would not be here in the US if it was not for him.
So, thanks for the kind words, and I think it's I enjoy helping out people in the way I can. But as you say, you have to do all the work. I can call you once in a while for dinner or talk to you when you come to my office and cheer you up. But what you have done is wonderful, and I certainly hope that students who listen to you this talk, this presentation, will help them decide whether they they can follow on your steps or not. And I wish you good luck. In this is just the beginning. You have got a lot of nice things going on for you as you go on. I certainly hope that you will share your life with me as we on your journey, and I get to see you in person and wish you in person thanks and have a dinner with you in the very near future in March.
Sure,
Okay?
sure. Yes.
Take care again.
Thank you.
Goodbye, goodbye, and good luck. Bye
Bye.
bye.